lovelies. Come on down. It's FriYay. I got some questions. And perhaps you want an answer. Just gonna guess. So happy Friday, everyone. Come on in. Let's get busy. We do have some questions to get answered today. And, you know, it's all good in the hood. What can I say? It is all good. Hi, Catherine. We have, started out as a beautiful day. We started getting rain again. I am well. Good afternoon, Denise. Good afternoon. Hello, Sandy and Jennifer and Rebecca. Here come my ladies. It's good to see you all. Thanks so much for showing up. It is, you know what, we are here. I guess we're on the precipice of a 3-day weekend, right? If that even happens anymore. I mean, I don't even know. The world has changed. Hi, Kim. Good to see you. And Diane, there she is. Good morning. I've got your question, Diane. I'm going to be answering that. Emily, Vanessa. Good to see everyone. Emily's on her way to work. Yay, Emily. Well, it's good to see everyone, and I really do appreciate you showing up. I appreciate the fact that you guys share this like crazy. And you know what? That makes my day, because this is how we are able to spread our message that, you know, we're just like this about the diet culture, and where we are right now is we're about changing lives. And you know, believe it or not, you can change your life in the kitchen. You can change your life in a lot of different ways, and I'm telling you, this is how it all works. Hi, Angie. Good to see you. And Debbie. Gosh, there's a whole bunch of people. Good to see everyone. Thank you so much for showing up. You know, we one of the things that we do on Friday is it's our big Q and A day, and I love giving out answers to nutritional questions or cooking questions or anything like that. So if next Friday you want your question answered, all you have to do is send in an email to support@savingdinner.com, and in this little subject line, just put question for Leanne on Friday. I am happy to answer it. We do that every single Friday, and we're going to do it again today. And today's the last day for our quote of the week. Everything changes tomorrow, so got to keep watching to see what we do, because tomorrow's Soulful Saturday, right? You can get a mindful mug, you guys, a mindful mug. You can get one of these simply by ordering $200 worth of supplements from our cart and get yourself all completely stocked up. We do have our Wise Women supplements. I'll be talking about them later because I had questions about them. So we'll get that, and also understand that if you put InflaCrusher in your cart, InflaCrusher, this is like pain relief is what this is. I take this for a headache instead of Tylenol. I take this for if, you know, I like my arms or my wrists start feeling sore or muscle ache from working out. This, not Advil, this. It doesn't hurt you. There's been 1,800 studies done on curcumin, and this is curcumin on steroids. This is amazing stuff. You put this in your cart, and in the subject, there's a little promo code window there. You'll see it says promo code. Put ships free, and everything in your cart will ship free. And if it's over $200, you will get a mindful mug from me and a card. Have you seen the cards that I send? Those of you who get them, this is what the card looks like. Isn't it so cute? And I write a little personalized note to you. So, and if you don't spend $100, you spend $5, or if you don't spend $200 but spend $100, I will send you this for $5. You just have to throw it in your cart. That's all. That's how it works. Okay, cooking today at 4 p.m. You know what? I don't know what I'm making, but I have a feeling it's going to involve shrimp. The reason why is we haven't had shrimp in a while, and I love shrimp. We always do something with shrimp. So something with garlic, I'm sure, something with, I don't know. I'm going to take a look and see what I can cobble together for you. But I love my skillet meals. Skillet meals are fantastic. They're fast, they're easy, they're delicious. And you know what? Everyone likes a good skillet meal. It's easy to get dinner on the table, and you've got one dish to clean up, right? And the salad bowl, of course. So take a look at that. That's at 4 p.m. today downstairs in my kitchen. And I do apologize for the poor sound quality. I'm trying to figure out what to do because I thought my little earbuds would be great for that, but it's not. Alas, it is not working. I do have in a box somewhere downstairs in the shipping department, I have a wireless mic. So I'm going to go ransack downstairs and see if I can find them. If I can find them, get them charged and all of that, wouldn't that be so great? If you guys could hear me better? I hope so. I'm really working on it, you guys. Don't forget, and tell your friends too, we have a free newsletter that we send out every single day. Every single day. It is highly valuable stuff. Recipes, tips on buying produce, all kinds of stuff. We are there to support you. That is our whole quest. This is why I'm on twice a day. It's all about support. It's making sure that you feel like we've got your back. Whether you're cooking, if you've got nutrition questions, whatever it is, there for you. You know, that's how we roll, baby. And to our dinner subscriber people, you guys are the best. Thank you. It's $7 a month. However it is you eat, we send you recipes, menus, and shopping lists each and every Tuesday. And you guys support us. $7 a month. It's our pandemic pricing. It will go back up once this is all over. But those of you who subscribe right now for $7 a month, it will stay like that forever. Thank you so much for supporting this small women-owned business. You guys are seriously the best. And I appreciate each and every one of you. If you go to savingdinner.com, Michelle, you will see there's a pop-up. I know they're so annoying, but they're really effective. The pop-up comes up and all you have to do is just fill it out, and it's savingdinner.com. That'll tell you. There's sidebar things too as well. We want you there. So Elizabeth Gilbert is our quote of the week. And I love this quote so much. It really, well, I'm not going to take it from there, Jennifer. You need to go to savingdinner.com and take it, okay? If you don't get the newsletters anymore, you need to whitelist our email list, and it's Leanne Ely at savingdinner.com. That's where we send them from, okay? If you do that, that'll help. Elizabeth Gilbert, you know, eat, pray, love, yada, yada, yada. Stop wearing your wishbone where your backbone ought to be. Boom! Don't you love her? She has a way of saying it, doesn't she? Stop wearing your wishbone where your backbone ought to be. This is because you are resilient, smart, brilliant women. Stop wishing your life away and start doing. Who's with me? This is a pinky up thing, girls. It's a pinky up, because we put our pinkies up, we're saying, that's me. That's what a pinky's up. I don't know why we started that. I don't know why. But I'll tell you what, we get some pinkies going up. So, Marco, can you believe it? Marco says, oh dear, I didn't realize it was Friday already. Either did I. Pinkies up for FriYay. Why not? All right, so I'm going to get into the questions, and I will give you guys all the best information that I can possibly give you. And also, again, if you want a question answered next Friday, you gotta send it in. And it won't be answered today, but it will be answered next Friday. And then you send an email to support@savingdinner.com, and in that subject line, just put question for Leanne on Friday, and I will answer it. Promises. So pinkies up, let's go. Let's get this show started. I got a question from Denise. And she says, do you lose any nutrients in bone broth if you heat with a microwave? Okay. It depends on who you ask. You know, since you're asking me, I'm going to tell you what what the lactation nurse told me. She said, do not nuke your breast milk when I was pumping, because you will kill all the nutrients in the breast milk. Now, if you look that up, if you research that, you're going to find a lot of different answers. So my whole thing is, no, just don't do it. You know what I do? I will use very little microwave. We have a microwave here, came with the house. Don't use it. I mean, occasionally we will use something to heat it up. But you know, honestly, you should really gently heat your bone broth anyway, and not to a rolling boil. Just heat it to not quite boiling. And this is the reason that you do this, is just to preserve the nutrients. This is something that you will see all over the place. So give that a shot, give that a try, and just use it. Put it in a pan and enjoy it. But I don't use microwaves for that. Let's see. This is from Martha. What can I do to improve my bone density? Okay, and this is, here's what she said too. I was prescribed Dentrot, I don't know, sodium tablets. It basically Fosamax, if you've heard of that before. After reading the possible side effects, I don't want to take it. Need your help. I hope there's an alternative. Thanks, Leanne. I'm gonna get all over that. But just so you guys know, here's this. Listen to this for a minute. And I love that Martha has done this. I'm going to give her high marks for this, because here's the thing you need to understand and know, that any medication that you're taking, if you don't take the responsibility for yourself to find out what the side effects are on your own medication, then you're not being a good patient. Okay? And I hope, you know, I'm not trying to put anyone down, but this is how we take responsibility for ourselves and become our own best advocate. She's doing this right now. And we're going to give Martha's getting the pinkies up, man. She's doing a good job. But I'm going to read you some of these. I want you to read this. Check this out. Here's some of the things that will happen. Rash, hives, swelling of your face, lips, tongues. There is a problem with your trouble breathing. It can be that. It also, calcium, magnesium, iron, and antacids, these drugs may reduce the effectiveness of this particular drug. Can you imagine? Calcium and magnesium, the very thing that builds bones, may interfere with this drug. Okay, I don't like that. The other thing, let's see, where was the other? Oh, here we go. Bone death in your jaw, bone death, bloody stools, chest pain, pain when swallowing, ulcers or erosions in your esophagus. Oh boy. Painful or swollen gums, loosening of your teeth, poor healing of your jaw, unusual bone breaks in your hips, legs, and bones. Is this something you really want to take? Okay. Now I know, and I believe me, this is, you know, my mother fell and broke her hip, and that hastened her death. But at her age, she already had osteoporosis. She was a tall, thin woman, very thin. And this is, you know, if you are a tall woman, you are more likely to get osteoporosis. But here's how we save our bone health, okay? I'm going to give it to you straight. I'm going to tell you exactly what it is that you can do, and then it's up to you to discuss with your doctor. I don't like this stuff. You know, this hasn't been around forever. I don't want to have bone death in my jaw, sorry, or lose my teeth or have bloody stools. That's all a possibility with this. And then the fact that you can't even take calcium, magnesium to help you out, come on. You know, what's up with that? So that, and I am just, like I said, I'm just so proud of the fact that Martha has looked into this. You know, she looked into this and she found this stuff out. So what can we do for healthy bone density? There's several things. We're going to go through them. First of all, minerals are everything. And when I tell you about, you know, when I tell you about the core four, I'm telling you about the core four because they are core to your health. And most of us are deficient. You know, I call B complex the depression buffer, because when you have your B's going, you feel less, you know, you feel less you're less likely to fall into depression. So I call it that. Vitamin D and CalMag, well, you need the vitamin D to basically turn on the calcium magnesium. And you need to have the calcium magnesium in proper proportion. The old way what used to be 3 to 1. It used to be 3 calcium to 1 magnesium. That used to be the old way. The new research, however, is out. And it says they think that they were wrong about that because the research has shown that that amount of calcium, very hard, by the way, to digest, very hard to assimilate because the molecules are so big, and that's what magnesium helps with. But also, it causes kidney stones. That much calcium causes kidney stones, and the magnesium is critical and important, but it doesn't light up without the vitamin D. Interesting, right? This is exactly why these are how they are, because this is all according to the latest research. Okay? So, and vitamin D is super hard to get. Yes, you can get it in some foods, you know, like yolks, egg yolks, and like liver, and a few other things like that. But it's hard to get the amount that we need. Sun is great, but you really need to go outside for 20 minutes a day naked. And nobody's going to do that, you know? And some of us burn. Like in 5 minutes, I would be fried. So I can't do that. And a lot of us can't, and the thing you have to do is vitamin D. But vitamin D helps to promote bone density. So does the CalMag in the proper proportions, okay? Massively important, in the proper proportions. They have to have the right ratio. The other thing that you need to do is collagen. And we have, you know, I've shown you this before. I'm not going to go grab it again, but we have perfect paleo protein. Right now in the shop, we have vanilla and we have unflavored. So grab it. Chocolate's going to be on the way, I'm hoping next week. But here's the thing that you need to understand. There is more collagen in your bones than there is calcium. And I always say it's like the matrix for the calcium to hold on to. Your bones are filled with minerals. This is why I'm such a freak about bone broth. You know, broth is, and everybody says, well, broth is broth is broth. No. When you have bone broth, you're actually extrapolating those minerals out of the bones because you're putting vinegar in the water and you're cooking it as long as you do. That's the big time difference. Big time difference. Maggie, yes, methylated folate and methylated B12, just like in our B complex. Those two things have to be methylated because sometimes most of the population does not methylate correctly. You know, I told you I found that out by my daughter getting whiplash when she was in college, and they did a whole, you know, x-ray series on her spine and saw little tiny holes, you know, right along the spine. And they said, you know, she was that close to spina bifida. And guess what I found out after I did my 23andMe test? That I have a mutated gene that doesn't methylate Bs, those two Bs. So yes, it is good. I like ours. I think ours is better. I like a B complex. A B complex. Having just a B here and a B there without having all the Bs together is like listening to a tuba on in a symphony, all by itself. You want the tuba to be there for when it's time to play, but there's nobody wants to listen to a tuba solo, do they? And this is critical. We have to understand that these Bs work together. They're like a symphony, like I said, and they all have their part. And when they're all together, they're like buddies. It's like an unbreakable circle. They love each other. So that's why we do that. The other thing, those are the supplements, right? So we've got our minerals there with the CalMag. We've got the vitamin D, which we absolutely need to get. And it's really good for your immune system. And you know, what they're finding with these COVID patients, right, is that a lot of them have been deficient in vitamin D. And most people are, okay? And that's another DNA thing. That is a mutated gene as well, Maggie. Maggie has a DNA thing where she doesn't absorb D3. And yes, that is a possibility. And this is, again, why, you know, people need to take it, right? The other thing that I would say is resistant exercise. This is where the weight training comes in. So critically important. And especially for women who have very poor upper body strength. I strongly suggest you do things. Now, remember, when you are doing weight resistance, you know, using weights to do resistant training, you do one, like for your arm, for example, you're going to do a bicep curl, okay? And that's going to get your bicep. And then you want to do the opposite and do a kickback, a tricep curl, okay? And you're doing the opposite of your arms on either side. You want to do things for your shoulders. You want to do things for your lats. You want to do all of this, your trapezoid, all of these things, your chest. Push-ups are amazing. Doing planks are amazing. And doing squats, and even doing the 4-minute workout. This all works to your muscle. When your muscle is strong, it protects your bone, and that helps tremendously. So those are the things that we can do, and we need to diligently do. And I'm going to say this too, because I've said this over and over and over again, is that when you get supplements, don't just get supplements and expect a miracle in a month. Get supplements and take them on a regular basis to get the best possible results. That's it. It's sort of like when I tell you to eat healthy food, I'm telling you, don't do it for 1 meal. Don't do it for 3 meals. Do it for the rest of your life. You get everything that you need when you are following this on a regular basis. Consistently eating good food, consistently taking your supplements is the way to consistently get good results. It's that simple. And so when it comes to all of this, you're going to have to, Martha, talk to your doctor. And I understand, doctors are so insistent on you taking this stuff, especially for us women of a certain age, over the age of 50. They want everybody on this Fosamax stuff. Well, if everybody took the time to read what the side effects are, I don't think they would get quite the compliance that they're getting right now. Do you? I mean, do you want bone death and losing your teeth and bloody stools and all of that? Now, that's not to say that that happens to everyone, but it does happen to some. And what if we can do this naturally by taking our supplements, by doing the workouts that we need to do, taking our collagen, and taking really good care of ourselves? We can build our bone density anyway. I believe we can. That's my personal belief, and I've seen it over and over again. And I will also tell you, I had a girlfriend who's a nutritionist, and she had, in her 30s, she had this ridiculous, she had osteoporosis, diagnosed at very early. She completely reversed it. And what did she do? Exactly what I'm telling you. It's exactly what she did. And so you need to look at that. You have to look at that, because this is how we take care of ourselves, and this is how we get beyond all the prescriptions. Prescription drugs are good for things that ail you, for what you need. I mean, I take, this is my thyroid medication. I take it every single day. It is bioidentical thyroid, right? Because I don't make enough. So I take that. But when we're taking stuff that is just a symptom, this is what you need to do. When it's just a symptom of something, then you need to, for example, blood pressure. How do you lower your blood pressure naturally? You lose weight, you drink your water, you watch your minerals and your potassium, and you can lower your blood pressure naturally. How much weight do you need to lose? What do you need to do? And you need to work with your doctor, of course, of doing that. But if you have a goal to lose a medication, you can do it. I've seen it. I've coached these people who are no longer on blood pressure medications, who are no longer on diabetes medication. The thing is, we have the ability, our bodies want to heal themselves. We just have to give them what they need, period. And nobody has a medication deficit. We don't. You might have a thyroid deficit, then take bioidentical thyroid. You might have some other kind of a deficit, then take that. Take it for what you need. That's what supplements are for. They're for the deficits. That's, it's never to supplement a bad diet. It's to supplement where you're probably not getting enough. That's why I'm telling you about vitamin D and going outside naked and all of that, because you're probably not getting enough vitamin D. Most of us don't. And B complex, it's water soluble. So we need B every single day, and we need to be taking them all the time. This is where we are. I'm sorry to kind of get on a little bit of a soapbox here, but honestly, I really believe with all of my heart, if we are doing the things that we can to help ourselves and we are proactively involved with our food, with our supplements, and with our exercise and hydration and stress levels, then we are going to get to the place of being the healthiest possible version of ourselves that we can. We will, because our bodies are so intent on healing. We just have to give them what it needs. Sorry, soapbox. All right, that was Martha. And now I have Diane. And Diane says she is in the market for some new cookware. I think you may be able to share some good tips. How'd you know that, Diane? Okay, so what we need with cookware is we need stainless. We need a good solid stainless. I like stainless a lot. You know, you're hearing about ceramic cookware and this, that, and the other thing, and all of these, and you know, we just want to stay away from the aluminum. We want to stay away from the Teflon, right? We want to stay away from that. When we are doing Teflon and, you know, the old canary in the coal mine, Teflon will kill birds. How do you like that? Teflon will kill birds. So that stuff, that non-stick, we want to make sure that the non-stick stuff that we're using, and I've got some that I'm trying out right now. I will give you my verdict another time. I'm still working on it. But this company sent me some nonstick to try. And it is, you know, it's nonstick it's an aluminum pan, very lightweight with glass tops and everything. And they're decent. But my favorite is, I love a cast iron pan. And we have a Lodge cast iron pan, nothing special. I also use Le Creuset. I've got a lot of that enamel stuff. You know, Le Creuset sent me some of that, and I like it. it's a good one. I also like my stainless, and my stainless came from Costco. I bought it 15 years ago, I believe, like in the early 2000s when I first moved back to North Carolina from California. And this stuff is just, Caroline, as a matter of fact, said, I really like yours better even than what I have. And she bought her set at Costco as well, but hers, I don't know, they may have changed manufacturers. Mine is Italian made. It's very heavy, and that's what you're looking for. You're looking for things obviously with lids, and you're also looking for heavy bottom, okay? Heavy bottom, that's really, really important. Ceramic cast iron, you can get, that's a ceramic cast iron is basically Le Creuset. Calphalon, cast iron's great. I had an off-brand of Calphalon and I hated it. I had, Calphalon sent me some nonstick too. This was a few years ago. And you know, the thing I didn't like about it was that they didn't really have, when I asked questions like, you know, how non-toxic is it? They didn't have a good answer for it. So I have never, I've never used it. And I ended up giving it away. It was a very expensive, well, you know, it's very expensive. And I just really don't dig those kind of things. Lori's right. By the way, Lori Roberts right here, that's my sister. Say hi to Lori. She made my mask that I put a coffee filter in. Anyway, so, you know, I really like a solid pan. I like a heavy bottom, and I like stainless. And my cast iron is seasoned well. And, you know, the old adage about cast iron being such a difficult thing and being such a pain, and that, you know, you're not allowed to use any, you know, soap or scrubbies or anything on it. Not true. I clean it with a Scotch Guard, you know, those little green Scotch thingies. I clean those with soap and water. And then I re-season the pan and it comes right back. Hi, Lori. Anyway, isn't that awful? You know, that people think that you can't, they also say that about wood salad bowls, that, you know, don't ever wash them. We would all die from cooties if we didn't wash things out properly. And I'm sorry, soap and water is your best friend. Just know how to season it back. That's all. Just throw a little, I put avocado oil on it with a little napkin and dry it on the heat. Okay? I just got to get rid of the cooties. Sorry. That's just all there is to it. Okay, come on. Work with me. Work with me. I'm talking to my computer. There it is. I've got Diane. Okay, Carol. There she is. This is Carol. She said, you and I had a consultation today. Should I be taking any of the vitamins that you offer for purchase? Well, yes, you should. By the way, you know, and I'm going to just make a big time case for it because I worked my butt off on these. Every single one of these, this is all based on research and what women need. If you are not taking the Core 4, if you're not taking it, then you need to be taking it. That's all. And if you're not going to get it from me, get it somewhere else, but get your vitamin D. Get at least 4,000 international units a day. Right now, we need that amount. You know, unless you've done a vitamin D test, I'm going to guess that you're probably deficient. I want you to take a B complex with methylated folate and methylated B12. Why? Because we're under a lot of stress right now. And when the stress is hitting us as hard as it's been hitting us with all this garbage going on, we need to have a buffer. And that's what B complex does. We need it every single day. And it needs to be methylated. Unless you know that for sure that you don't have that mutated gene, then you can take any B complex you want. B complex, not the individual Bs. If you need to take individual Bs for specific reasons, take it with the B complex and the B as well. For example, our beauty support supplement, which I'm hoping comes next week. I love my beauty support. That has extra biotin in it, right? But you have to take it with the B complex. You have to take it with the B complex. If you don't, you're not going to get what you need out of it. Period. CoQ10, this is an enzyme. It is critical for heart health. Now, if you're on blood thinners, you got to talk to your doctor about it, unfortunately. But this enzyme, as you get older, it depletes and you don't have as much of it. But it's really critical for heart health. Your CalMag. If you don't have CalMag, let me just tell you this. If you've got the old, look at your calcium magnesium. If it has a 3-to-1 ratio, which is what the old school has, then you need to dump it unless you want unless you want to have kidney stones or calcification in your heart. Do we want that? No, that's part of the problem. And what they're finding is that the magnesium needs to be at a 1-to-1 ratio because it's about the magnesium is more so than it is about the calcium, which I find fascinating. I've always believed that. And I always thought, yeah, because you know, when I was doing when I got my nutrition certification back then, and we had to go through, and we had to look at to see what the pathways, how everything was, you know, everything went through your body, all of that stuff. And let me just say this: what I saw was like these massively huge molecules, and I was thinking, you know, knowing how hard it is to get minerals to dissolve. How are we going to get rid of it? How are we going to get that calcium in? This is what the magnesium does. So on a 1-to-1 ratio, really important. All the pharmaceutical grade supplement companies are now doing that. But there's a bunch of, you know, cheap supplements out there that they're not doing it. And I really, you know, when I'm especially, you know, as a coach, and I'm coaching my clients and hearing that they've got this propensity toward, you know, kidney stones. First thing I do is tell them to get off the sodas, you know, get off of that, too much phosphorus. They need to get off of that. And 2, to watch your calcium magnesium supplement. It's just ridiculous. 1-to-1, guys. It has to be 1-to-1. Those are our questions for the day. How do you like that? You guys are amazing. Debbie, you can wash it with salt if you want to. I still say, you know, that is old school. I go to the new school and what the research says, and it shows that you can't get the bacteria out of your cast iron when you're using just other stuff like that. So use a Scotch scrubby, those green thingies. I don't even know what they're called. Use one of those scrubby things. Wash. And then when you wash them all and you've got everything all cleaned up, then you put that wet skillet on the stovetop, put a little bit of avocado oil in it after it's dried, and turn on the heat after it's dried, and then, you know, put your avocado oil in and use a paper towel, and you've got your back to seasoned. Yes, Judy, we do have you just order them 3 separately. You get the CalMag, you get the B complex, and you get the vitamin D. Easy. Yeah. We have them all separately, and we also have the Core 4. And the only reason, most women aren't on blood thinners. If you're not on blood thinners, you can certainly take everything. You can certainly take the CoQ10. But again, these are all because of what women are traditionally lacking. And again, I will never ever do this to you. I will always promote the healthiest possible diet for you out there. Always. But I'm going to promise you this. Even giving you the best possible diet, even if you're having 10 servings of vegetables a day, we're still in the place of having deficiencies because our food isn't what it used to be. Remember that. Our food is not what it used to be. Years and years and years ago, a tomato, 50 years ago, a tomato had 5 times more vitamin C than it does today. Why is that? Well, they're picked green. When I went to UC Davis, there was tomato plants everywhere, and tomato farmers everywhere. And you know what I saw there? Unbelievable. I'd see trucks going down the street, and those little tomatoes are popping out of the back of the truck. And I was like, wow, they're green, and they're super balls, and they're just bouncing everywhere. So you know what they do with those tomatoes? They take those tomatoes, they gas them up to hasten the ripening, and because nature hasn't done it, because the sun hasn't kissed them with their redness, it's just easier for the tomato companies to do it that way. They do anything to shortcut it and to make the supply bigger. So this is what happens. And with all the hybridization, all the vegetables, a lot of our fruits have way more sugar than they used to have. Look at the names of the fruit. You've seen those grapes that are cotton candy grapes. So much sugar in them. They're more than the regular grape, and more than what we had when we were kids. Look at, with the sugar baby, the little watermelon, also a hybrid, lots of sugar in it. So we've got to look at this, and that's why we always have to get really granular with what we want to have in our lives. And that's why I'm always promoting a lot of green vegetables, tons of green vegetables, because I guarantee you we all have a deficit of green. This is what feeds our mitochondria. Also, all of these supplements help. This is a boost. This is a seat belt. It's not the car, but it's a seat belt. How do you like that? That's a good one. Jody, it would depend on what your multivitamin is in. And if you have your CalMag in there already and it's on a proper ratio, do your investigative reporting. Look, every multivitamin is different. We have a multivitamin as well coming. We've and I put this together so that it's going to cover women's general needs. But I'm totally in love with my Core 4 simply because I got to put them together and work with the formulator. And I just think that these are above and beyond some of the great stuff. And like the vitamin D, for example, is a dry vitamin D. I like a dry vitamin D better than an oil vitamin D simply because it doesn't go rancid, ever. And I like the CalMag because of the way what we're using, the calcium in it. Oh gosh, I should know this by heart by now. Citrate. It's easy for your body to digest, and same with the magnesium. It doesn't cause stomach upset, and I'm hypersensitive to vitamins. They make me ill to my stomach. This is why I take my at night. This is when I take my Proactive probiotic. We have that in the shop, by the way. I take them at night, otherwise they would upset my stomach. So there you go. How do you like that? We got all through everyone's questions. Now, if you want your question answered next week, all you do is send in an email to support@savingdinner.com with your question. In the subject line, question for Leanne on Friday. Okay? And don't forget, if you want a mindful mug, which you know you do, order $200 worth of supplements in our lovely shop. If you throw InflaCrusher in there, which this is, to me, this is nature's Tylenol. You know, this is what I use instead of popping a Tylenol. It gets rid of the pain. It's fantastic. Denise knows. She says the Core 4 are amazing. Denise sent us in a testimonial about them. She loves them. It made a difference. She could feel it. And InflaCrusher is going to get you free shipping just until tomorrow. So grab it right now. Ships free is the promo code in the window. InflaCrusher. Everything else. And $200, you get a free mindful mug. I like that. $100, $5, and you can get one. Thanks for joining me today. You guys are amazing. And thanks for all the really thoughtful, smart questions. I love that it's so apparent to me that you're thinking, you're advocating for yourself, and that you have in mind a better future for yourself and better health. This is what we all need to be doing. Bless you all. Peace out, and I will see you at 4 p.m. Eastern down in the kitchen. Shrimps on the menu. Bye, guys.